folks that are taking the time to join us and learn a little bit more about some of the technology solutions on the market to really help the mortgage advisor community embrace their customers, operate their businesses with a lot more efficiencies and productiveness and profit, and ultimately weather any storm capable that hits us each and every day, right? We're looking at a big storm today that's bringing some good stuff from a refinance perspective, but then likewise as well too, there's always some challenges that we're already seeing on the real estate showings and everything else regarding COVID-19 and what next. The thing is what happens next? What lessons can we learn today? How can I adapt and change? So not only can I really hit the ground running right now through all of this and really be prepared for whatever else to come in the future. And if it doesn't come, be accelerated already to really reap the benefits of all of this. And then obviously be able to support so many more customers for their next step in their home ownership, if you will, from a mortgage advisor. So thanks for joining us on our technology showcase today. Daniel and I just really want to showcase a couple phenomenal solutions for the mortgage advisor community today. The thing on theme of it is technology today in all industries is just a matter of time when it catches up to you. It's going to be in need. It's just adapting to the environment, adapting to the marketplace, and adapting to the consumers that are here today and coming tomorrow. Think about it. Think about the generations. Think about your kids and how they are communicating and assimilating into society in the world today. And you as a business owner, if you're not there yet, you better be. You better be. So this technology showcase is something here at Stikkum we really want to do on a probably every couple of months, highlighting different solution providers, great best of breed technologies that could give you guys out there in the audience just a glimmer and a glimpse of what's out there, what can potentially fit for you so that you be that much more an educated buyer, that much more an educated provider for the infrastructures that you might need. So that being said, let's go forward and here, start the platform and start the service today. So the highlighted solutions today, this won't be too long of a presentation, but I think you'll find it quite fruitful and interesting, is we'll be actually highlighting the Stickum platform. It's a full end-to-end mortgage customer retention and an automated engagement platform. So much like some other platforms on the market that maybe give you awareness, give you some alerts that things are out there, what you're going to see is Stickum quite differs in. It's not only about the data and the information that you have in your hands, but it's how and what you do with it. And do you have the right tools that enable you to facilitate it for the goal of what? Saving your customers that could be at risk, extending the relationships that you had once worked so hard to get, that now you can then reap the benefits of repeat business and extended long-term relationships with each and every one of your customers. Stikkum does just that and separates far and away from a lot of its competition in the aspects of how it utilizes and executes the information that is received on behalf of the LOs that we're supporting today. And then secondly, a really innovative solution that we've really taken to here at Stikkum as well too, Verse.io is where you connect with them. Daniel Cross will be presenting the different aspects of that platform there. That's probably, from what I've seen in different sales avenues and channels and industries out there, probably at the pinpoint and pinnacle of innovation out there, utilizing all avenues of technology on behalf of its customers, artificial intelligence, utilizing all vehicles to communicate so that one, whether it be email, whether it be text, whether it be voice, really embracing a lead for the accelerated capabilities of speeding up that lead, converting it to an actual conversation. And that's one of the problems we see out there talking to several sales organizations is one thing is to get to the lead, but then what is my conversion rate? How fast am I getting to that lead and attending to it and reaching out to those customers so that they know I'm there, they know I'm here to talk to them, and then we're scheduled to talk versus they just seem to drift out in the wind out there. So therefore I've got a bunch of leads. I'm very slow to attend to them, and then very low percentage of them actually turn into a conversation, a meeting, a call, and then you know what the last part is. Very few of those leads actually turn into fruitful deals, customers, extended pieces of business. Verse.io is engineered to bring all levels of technology and dedicated resources to basically eclipse that gap of lead to conversion all in one different solution itself there. So these will be the two solutions we'll be talking about today. I'll run you through the Stickum experience itself right here in 1 or 2 minutes, and then I'll be handing off to Daniel to follow thereafter, and then we'll finish up the session just like that.
Thanks for having me.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I was going to say thanks for having me.
You bet, you bet. And just a little housekeeping, no one and everybody is on mute today. We want to keep this as a pretty concise type of platform and presentation today. So we will be snapping everything up in a recorded session. So should you know some colleagues that couldn't make it today, to yourself find some interesting points that you'd like to revisit, this will all be made available to everybody that's on the session today. So again, we thank you for that. Enjoy the experience today, and we'll be providing all contact information and copies of the presentation afterwards as well. So let's get started. Let's talk through Stickum. So thanks for joining me again and giving me the opportunity to highlight and spotlight our platform from a mortgage retention and automation platform. And what does that mean? And what is Stickum really looking to try and do here? So when you talk about mortgage customer retention, and in regards to a mortgage advisor and many of our customers and why they're coming to us is because in the busy day of selling new customers and processing many applications and deals of the new prospects that are now coming into the funnel, what they lose sight of is the fact that there's so many of their current customers and the past customers, they work so hard to do a deal the very first time, that are also in the market, although unbeknownst to them, activating their actions, executing applications, closing on mortgage deals with a competitor. So one of the problems we're looking to solve here quite equiply with technology is the ability to give the mortgage loan officer full visibility of the database 24/7, full visibility when any of their customers come into market, full visibility that when they come into market, they're actively executing and giving them the fastest possible alert and notification of who that person is, what's happening now, so that they can go ahead and intercept and reestablish a relationship, bring that customer, save that customer back to them, so that they then at that point then could move forward with the next transaction with that very customer there, as opposed to it going to a competitor. I'll walk you through here actually 3 modules of Stickum couple of them that we've just launched. So our foundation module is Reconnect. We've launched a new module called Stickum Contact, and then we launched another module called Stickum Engage. And when we say full cycle mortgage customer retention, and here's what this means, and this is where Stickum starts to really separate from any other platform in the market today. When we say reconnect, first and foremost, as I mentioned before, that's letting someone like my colleague Daniel know that there's a customer within the last 24 hours that has absolutely executed a behavior that's submitting an application, credit being pulled, that they're in the market for specifically your mortgage products. You've got to get a hold of them. We're connecting to Daniel through various means, as text, as you see on the online portal, through email. But then reconnect, what Stickum has done here is that, you know what, that's part of the battle, because Daniel's very busy. There is a process of reconnecting with that lost customer, at-risk customer. Can Stickum solve that problem? What is that problem? Facilitate and execute the fastest approach and reconnection to that customer as possible. So what you're going to see here is the automation of not only connecting with Daniel, but the customized automation that Stickum can execute to communicate directly to his at-risk customer on behalf of him, customize messages to him, so that customer immediately will get an automated message, automated text, email from Daniel himself, already establishing that reconnection, so that therefore Daniel's efforts are warm into that particular customer. Secondly, I'll walk you through a little bit there and introduce you to Stickum Contact. What happens next, and another problem the whole process is, well, maybe we can't reach the customer in the front end. It's hard to get a hold of them. I wish we had some way or another to supplement my staff to make these appointments, as what I really want my mortgage and loan advisors to do is be on appointments consulting with customers. That's the dichotomy. What do they do more of? Do I consult with customers, or do I pound the phones, try to get a hold of leads, everything else like that? And is there an innovative way that can embrace technology and embrace the resources available for that, that would be integrated with my lead flow solutions and platforms? Stickum Contact is a module and is a solution that we have partnered with Verse.io to bring that exactly here, so that any particular mortgage retention lead, AKA alert, that might come into the presence or be active today, upon demand or automatically as a default, Stickum can redirect that lead not only to the LO, but then also send it over to the Verse.io team so that they can act on it immediately. Thus, again, speed to lead, so that action is being taken as fast as possible. And then not only reaching out to the customer, but then actually scheduling that appointment for the loan officer to actually then, again, be consulting with customers. Last problem, last but not least, all of my customers always say is, man, oh man, Jeff, this is great stuff, because now I can save my wayward customers, bring them back home to me, out of the hands of a competitor, so I can regain repeat business and continue forward with long-term relationships. The problem that we've all recognized with our customers was, hey, can we help them prevent it becoming a safe situation in the first place? And we actually have established that ability to do that now with Stickum Engage. Engage is just that, keeping our customers being our loan officers, our mortgage advisors, in front of, top of mind with their customer base at all times. So what you're going to see here is Engage is going to be utilizing the Reconnect engine of communication and outbound customized vehicles to communicate and connect with their customers, but be able to do it on a mass level, be able to do it on a customized level, being able to do it in limited amounts, whether it be every month, every quarter, every week, on demand or automatic, or even triggered for special type of events that maybe I want to wish my customers a happy birthday when it's their birthday. Maybe I want to wish my customers a happy anniversary when it's the loan anniversary of that transaction. Each and every year, I hope you're enjoying your loan, your home. What is that going to do for the mortgage community out there? Guess what? It's going to make sure that the next time, hopefully, when they're back in mortgage, whether it be a refinance, whether it be a new home, second home, or whatnot, what we want to do is enable that original loan officer to stay top of mind with their customer base through Stickum Engage, so that they become the first call every time, and thus being able to connect with and extend those relationships. So I'll take you through all of those three right now. Let's go ahead and let me patch into the actual demo itself. I'm going to check out my counterpart. Can you see the demo? Good. Fantastic. All right. All right. So here we go, guys. We are now viewing the Stickum portal as we can see it today. And as I mentioned before, Stickum is quite a dynamic platform available to anybody that has access to the internet over any particular device. It is 100% mobile ready right out of the box as well too. As you can see up top right here, I've got the several modules represented. We're going to go through the foundation module first and foremost of Stickum Reconnect, but then I'll take you on the tour of Engage, and then lastly Contact as well. So the story is, again, every day we receive several different alerts from all of our customers. And what we want to do is expedite the process of alerting Daniel. Daniel, your customer's in the market. Something happened yesterday that they applied for a loan. It wasn't with you. You really got to get a hold of these folks because they probably just forgot about you. So immediately Stickum's going to resonate and say, you know what, Rosalie and Ellie Coates, these are the people that are Daniel's customers. Our job is to get a hold of Daniel and send him actionable information so that he can take action on this particular customer itself. So as you remember, the first part of Stickum Reconnect, find Daniel, send him actionable information so that he knows about the situations with his specific customers and he can take action. Right on the right-hand side is just one of the ways Stickum is going to connect with Daniel today, okay? Telling him today, or whether it be in the week, or whether it be collectively over the month, every single day, 7 days a week, 24/7, we're monitoring data in Daniel's database. And when Rosalie happens to perform a certain behavior, submit an application to a competitor, this is coming Daniel's way with the phone number, with the email address, physical address, that this person lives in of the specific customer he needs to address right now, right? And as well too, we have the capabilities to give its most present FICO score enabled of 818. So then you can see and be prepared his approach to Rosalie when he goes ahead and makes that particular call. That's present right there on the portal. We can send this information to the LO because we know everybody is quite mobile today on text. Again, it's also available via the mobile app in those same formats right there. Last but not least, we want to cover all grounds. So again, Stickum's job is to get to Daniel, as even on an email, as you can see right here. Who is the person? What is their email address, mobile number, and even the FICO score? So everything that Daniel might need to take action, or someone on Daniel's team to take action and reach out to Danielle Cross or David Smith and make sure that they reach that person as quick as possible so that they can save that customer from finalizing the deal into their competitor's hands. Now, still staying on Stickum Reconnect, I told you before too, that there's functionality built in, and half the battle is reaching Daniel. But Daniel might be in a situation where he really can't get to the job of calling up or reaching out or emailing Rosalie today, right now, or within any particular due time. And we all know when a situation happens that calls for our services, that time ticker is going on. Well, that time ticker is accelerated, especially if we know that Rosalie is already halfway within the hands of our competitors. We got a little bit of window before that deal will close. I've gotten a relationship and success with this customer already from the past. But taking nothing for granted is, if Rosalie is in need for a mortgage, the fastest way possible is, I know Rosalie's there. I need to let Rosalie know that I'm here, because for obvious reasons, she forgot about me and reached out to a competitor or reached out to competitive entities to start this process for her. So how can Stickum help address that? Stickum Reconnect has an outbound engine of communication. Likewise, right here, as we said, we can send Daniel communications, very different formats as well too. So can we, if I go into the settings tab, to Rosalie or any customer themselves as well. So as you can see here, we can set it up into the system where there's an auto alert response email and an auto alert response text, completely customizable by the loan officer themselves. So what does this mean? Well, today, as we saw on the dashboard, Daniel received notification and an alert that Rosalie was one of his customers that within the last 24 hours happened to file an application, but not with him. If this settings is on right here, as you can see down below, what also happened is at 10 a.m. Central Time, Stickum knew this action and automatically sent a response email directly to Rosalie on behalf of Daniel. Okay. Likewise, as you can see here, this can be programmed, and it should be programmed into the system and the profile of the loan officer itself. So Daniel's information and email and password is there. Why is that important? Because when Rosalie receives that email, it's coming from Daniel, from Daniel's inbox. And if she responds, she'll respond, it will go directly to Daniel's inbox there. So what this helps out there is now the administration of responding to the leads, responding to these customers, can now be automated and expedited through the Stickum platform itself. Likewise as well too, maybe we want to use multimedia type of connections with the customers. The same thing can happen with an auto response SMS. So now these are several tasks of outreach that can be automated on behalf of the LO that are triggered based upon who today does Daniel need to pay attention to and reach out to. Well, that reach out can happen automatically for him via an email or via a text. When I mentioned customizing these things as well too, what does that mean? Customizing is on every LO for their profile, you can keep an unlimited amount of email and or text templates that can be generally housed in the library as you're looking at here, or even on the SMS, so that one, I can send a communication on demand to any of my customers I wanted today right from here. But from an alert perspective there, this is then where I can manage what email template would I like to use for my auto response email or any of them as well too. I can customize things from scratch. I can edit one that's maybe provided as a default for the system, save it to myself at any time I wanted to do. In this example right here, I've got an auto alert template, sent response here. This is what was sent out to each of my customers, Rosalie being one of them. the same message right there, so that this email, again, went and reached Rosalie. As you can see, this template allows for the capabilities to pull from the database itself any kind of common type of names and wording conventions, so that, one, you don't have to recreate this from scratch each and every time. It's going to be there for you to reproduce as a template and automatically sent into the system itself. Likewise as well too, from an SMS text, same thing. Say hello to the world, or whatever text messages you'd like to put there, so that again, it can be set and forget. So that again, these are the different customized things, easy enough to customize things. Say hello to the world, add more verbiage as we wanted to at any particular time. And it gives truly, allows for the personalization of each and every LO, how you would like to communicate to your customers in your own words. What then the system holds it in is your library that you have an unlimited amount of templates to actually choose from, to apply at any particular time in case you want to change it. And then ultimately, upon alert or upon any wish you want there, you absolutely have the ability to now then execute it and have the system do it automatically for you, thus saving steps, thus expediting and speeding up your connection or reconnection to your customer that could be at risk today. So that is Stikkum Reconnect in a nutshell. Again, I won't go too much into all the other different tabs that are there, but in the major day-to-day functionality of who are my customer and clients today, who do I need to reach out to, what methods are available, and what contact information do I got, and then can I actually customize my reach out communications and have them automated for me? 100% Stikkum Reconnect will establish that and execute that for you. Now let's go really quickly now to our second module. Well, I'm going to go with Stikkum Engage because it kind of works on the same engine and the same purposes, but remember we talked about there's a reason you got there in the first place. There's a reason that maybe after you sold them your first 30-year fix 5 years ago, that today they're looking to refinance that today, but maybe they're doing that with somebody else. It's not that you did a bad job. It's just that in the whole nature from a mortgage perspective, that's not necessarily a reason that the customer might need to reach out to you every day, every week, or every month. So what does that do? It promotes a situation of being out of sight, out of mind. And then when a borrower does need some support for that, very often they just don't remember who they once worked with. Right? It was just that long time ago. And with the flood of marketing and the flood of communication that's coming in from all different avenues and channels to support them on a mortgage situation today or opportunity, a lot of times it's the most convenient choice, and that's why they're dialing that number as opposed to the original LO. Well, we want to stop that, and we want to stop that with the ability to say, hey, can we help our LOs with an efficient and economical way to stay top of mind? And can we expand upon the engines of Stikkum Reconnect to help them do that? I just clicked on Stikkum Engage. As you can see, it's going to give me a view now of each and every one of my clients. It's going to now give me the capabilities to provide or execute unlimited amount of emails, unlimited amount of SMS texts, to unlimited amount of customers that I might have in the Stikkum database. So I can do some or I can do all mass communications to the customers in my database. I can do it upon demand because maybe there is a new announcement that happened from COVID-19, a new announcement that happened for the rates and the Fed that might have happened out there today. Maybe I want to put some announcements that's happening specifically today on my company. I've opened up a new location, new office in a new state. I'm going to expand the business. I can help you. I'd love to help you. I want to let everybody know upon demand. I can do that with a couple strokes right here and send an email out, mass email out to all of my customers. I can actually then be able to say, you know what, but what about ongoing? What about monthly newsletters? What about thought leadership and education about home ownership, about home updating and renovations, that I want to at least be the provider of that so that I have reason to stay in front of them? I can do that very easily right out of the Stikkum Engage system as well too. Remember, we went to the templates that we showed for the Stikkum Reconnect. This is the same library that's going to be fully accessible for Stikkum Engage. So giving us the ability to say, can I put in there a Merry Christmas? Can I put in their holiday things? Can I put in their newsletters and just store it there so that I can reuse them or use them in mass? 100%. Simply enough, I can go ahead and just click all the customers I might want to use and execute upon and start an email, whether it be from scratch or choose a template to execute, as I can do right here in the upper right-hand side. I can go ahead and title this and everything else. I can actually from scratch then, as you can set, as I mentioned before, pull from any of the fields that we happen to have in the database that are placeholders now, so it'll automatically insert your borrower's name for you, personalized and customized. Control all the verbiage that you see on there. And then I have the capabilities to also schedule this and future effective date the execution of this email to any some or all of my customers. So what does that mean now? What does that look like doing? So if this is an email that I'm crafting, here we go. I can choose the date maybe on August 1st. I can send out, I can choose the time of day that I want this to be sent out during the day. I can choose the time zone that potentially I want my particular customers to be associated with or my communication to be associated with, and then schedule that communication out, right? Very helpful and very effective, and allows me to be really proactively and strategic about my communications and then manage my time. So nothing is on demand, nothing is encroaching on my capabilities of dealing with the rest I deal today. I can set it up here and forget it, walk away. Stickum's got it. Stickum now has the capability to say, you got my custom communications when an alert happens. Thank you for notifying me. Next step, do your job. Notify my customers that I'm still available. I'm going to come calling. This one here now is giving me the ability to stay in front of mind, top of mind with every single one of the customers that happen to be out there, right? Now, likewise, what we also embedded into the system itself there is the capabilities to do some triggered type of communication. So selecting all the customers right here, I can actually then send and put in a happy birthday email. And upon the birthday of your borrower, if that field is populated there, Stickum can send your customized birthday card directly to them via an email or even via text. Likewise, we also embedded and activated the monthly anniversary form as well too, so that upon your loan origination and close date that maybe you closed with Daniel, now having that triggered in the system, save a template over here so that every single year, Daniel's going to be aware of who helped him out with that particular mortgage opportunity to help him and his wife get a new home. And it was such a great process. It was such a great support you provided them. Happy anniversary again, each and every year. So come time 3 to 4 years down the road, you are top of mind. They remember you are the person who helped them secure that loan and that they want to work with right now. That's Stickum Engage. Lastly, here is Stickum Contact, and I'm not going to take too much detail into this one here from a Stickum Contact perspective. I'm going to let Daniel kind of go a little bit deeper into this process right here. But Stickum Contact, as you can see right here, is a project and a module that in joint partnership we've developed with Verse.io. We wanted to say that we could give the LLOs the alert of the folks that happen to be in the market today. We have the capabilities to outbound communicate directly to their customers. We've got the capabilities of giving them the ability to stay top of mind, but now we want to really even help them even more by facilitating physical, live, two-way dynamic connection with those borrowers in the effort to physically schedule the appointment for the loan officer. Why do we want to do that? Because we want to put the loan officer in mortgage consulting situations more and more, as opposed to administrative situations. So if we can help take off that burden and expedite and speed that process, we want to do that. From a Stickum platform perspective, here's where some of the areas that we've integrated it. You saw on the last screen, it gives direct access into the Stickum, into the Verse.io platform and portal there, which Daniel will take you through in a couple of seconds here. But to that, as we are integrated here, one, there's two modes of operation. Some of our clients and customers say, you know what, I'm out and about all the time. Can you not only send out communications to my customers, can you now not only alert me, but can you send all of my alerts as to Verse.io as if they were my inside appointment setting team? 100% we can do that. Or the other mode, which quite a bit of our customers do, is like, you know what, Jeff, I really love the action. Can you do all of that you've done to me too? But I really want to take, and my team really likes calling behind and following with those customers. We just want that period of time to try to get them. But then there's some difficult ones we can't reach today. Maybe we couldn't reach in a couple days, or maybe, you know what, after a week or so, or whatever time frame there, man, oh man, I wish I had the capacity to keep following up with them because they just haven't returned a call. At any time, you can do on demand. So whether it be Rosalie today, send this lead, this to Verse.io, or anybody later on in the month, like Martha, we can go here and send this lead to Verse.io to where they can go ahead and execute action of following up and dynamically live communicating with that customer to get that person on the calendar for the loan officer to re-engage with, reestablish relationship, and continue forward with this new piece of business and every piece of business going forward. So from Stickum Contact, I'm gonna let Daniel kind of take a little bit more deeper dive into that. But in a nutshell, reconnect, engage, and Stickum Contact are the new modules that from end to end is not only being aware of what's happening from your mortgage customers, Stickum is now embedding itself there to give you the capabilities to take specific executed action on this particular information. We talked about reconnect, never lose a customer opportunity. This in summation and summary here is when there's a competitor that submits a mortgage application, as you can see the two arrows right here that go both to the LO and has the capabilities to go directly to the customer for the purposes of what? We want to connect you LOs back to your original customers so that they recognize who helped them out before and they can continue to help work together with you to, going forward for this new mortgage and every mortgage going forward. Never be out of sight, out of mind. As summary again is what we wanted to bring to the market from Engage, solving that little but very crucial root cause problem of why we're not even getting these. Why are they even going to a competitor in the first place? So giving our customers, loan officers, mortgage advisors the ability to personalize outbound communications of emails and text, create a library of templates that make it so easy not only to do it upon demand, but set it and forget it so that we can do it in mass communication. I can now schedule this in future and effective date the actions of this, and likewise trigger against a couple of different specific type of meaningful dates within the life of our borrowers' birthdays and loan anniversaries and stuff like that. And last but not least, is now integrating in partnership with Verse.io, and Daniel is to take action and further convert any and all leads, specifically the mortgage and retention leads, into conversations and appointments with the loan officers themselves. So to that note right there, Daniel, I will transition this to you, sir, to kind of take the audience through the different aspects of the Verse.io solution and dashboard itself.
Sure. Thanks for having me here again, Jeff, and I appreciate the tour of the Stickum dashboard. I think that's deeper than I ever went, honestly. So I appreciate it. And I already passed the first test because I didn't start talking on mute. So this has already been a successful webinar.
You should all be Zoom pros by now.
Yeah. But I appreciate you having me, and when I heard about what Stickum does, I thought, well, this is something that everyone should do. Like, it's a no-brainer for people who have been in the mortgage industry and have past clients, and who wouldn't want to know, that their clients are thinking about sneaking around or going with somebody else. So I appreciate the product. I'll give you a little bit of background into what Verse, like where we came from, because it actually helps to explain how we do what we do. I'm going to do a share, but first, basically Verse started as and this is kind of a funny place to start, but we started as a real estate referral network. So Verse was, we started as a company called Agentology. We were giving real estate agents leads. So we would give them a lead in a certain, let's say, metro area. So there's an agent who we partnered with in Phoenix, and we would send them a real estate lead. When they closed it, they would pay us 25% as a referral fee. So that was our model. There's HomeLight has the model, OpCity, there's a couple others. But basically that meant that we didn't get, so we were great at generating leads, and we were great at generating good leads, but we would pass them off to an agent. And our biggest problem was that the agents themselves were not necessarily very good at following up with leads. So they might be a good agent. We were only partnering with agents who were good, right? Because otherwise we wouldn't get paid on the back end if they couldn't close deals, right? But we found that even though agents were good at working with clients, they didn't have necessarily the skills to convert leads or to know what to do with an internet lead. Because obviously they sometimes treat internet leads as if they're referrals, which those are not the same thing. And if you go in thinking that like you're going to be able to engage a real estate lead or a mortgage lead the same way that you would treat a referral, which is I'll call when I have time or I'll send a text when I get a minute, that's just not going to work. Those people are going to go shop somewhere else, or they're going to lose attention, or they're going to do something else. So what we learned was if we pass a lead to a real estate agent and let them go on their own, they would come back to us a couple of days later and said, well, I called them and they didn't call me back, and give me another one. Right. So what we decided to do was build a contact center. So we, instead of allowing the leads to go to the real estate agent, we decided we would incubate them. We would do the follow-up. We would do all the calling and the texting and the emailing, and then we would get them warmed up and then pass them. And it had a couple effects. One was that the real estate agents who were sending leads to were more responsive to the leads that we sent because they were better, right? So they weren't having to deal with, garbage leads or leads that weren't really ready or that weren't answering phones. So when the phone rang from Verse, pick it up. And second, we were closing more deals. We were converting more leads. So it wasn't long before those agents started asking, hey, can we send our Zillow leads to you? Can we send our other leads to you? And that's how Verse became a company. We basically realized that this whole of, give a lead to a salesperson and then wait to see what happens, especially with internet leads and online leads, this whole existed in other verticals. So we started offering the service, offering the contact center as basically an outsourced leads assistant to real estate agents. We eventually moved into mortgage. We're now in everything. So home services, financial services, insurance, solar, mortgage, real estate, we're all over the place. Anywhere where a lead is worth some money and it's coming from an online source, basically. So the way that we operate is we'll set up whatever your lead source is, whether that's your website, whether it's if you're sharing real estate leads with a realtor partner, so from Zillow or Realtor.com or Facebook or wherever the leads are coming from, we'll connect and integrate with the CRM, or connect and integrate with the lead source so that we get notified when a new lead comes to you. In the case with Stickum, when you're sending a lead from Stickum's platform to Verse, that's how we're getting it as well. So the connection is easy. We figured that out. And then once that happens, it gets transferred to a real person in San Diego. The person, our entire team is based in the US, and they're well-trained inside sales assistants, basically, who are going to be engaging leads via SMS, or if they want to call, we'll call them, or via email. And then we're doing the follow-up to make sure you don't miss any chance at that. The difference between us and, say, you doing it on your own is we're 24/7, so there's never going to be a time that a lead comes in that doesn't get any engagement. If someone doesn't respond right away, we're going to continue to follow up with them for 6 months, and you'll see in a couple examples, I think, that I'm about to show you, the conversations via SMS are not linear, right? They don't go back and forth like I send a text and they text back. It goes, we send a text 2 hours later, maybe they send a text back, and then we have a quick text back and forth, and they don't respond for 3 days. So a busy LO is going to do the first part, but at some point he's going to stop following up with the SMSs, and that client is going to kind of move out of his brain. Shiny new object appears, and he chases that. So what we do is provide a stable platform so that every lead gets the same treatment. It goes through our entire process. A lead is never going to be left without a response. But also, when they stop responding, we're going to continue to reach out until we can get them back in. And then essentially what we're going to do is qualify them. So find out, ask some qualifying questions, and then put them into an appointment or a live transfer with you. Rather than do a traditional like slide demo, the best thing, the best way to show what we do is usually just by showing you what the platform looks like. So if you were a client and you came to Verse, you would see something like this. This is a demo account, so you won't obviously see real names, but this demo account is actually based on a real account. So we just masked all the names and changed the numbers and stuff, but these are real conversations that you'll see. So when you log into Verse, you'll see all your leads. Again, and I should reiterate, if you have a CRM, if you use Salesforce or HubSpot or Jungo or Whiteboard or whatever you're using as a CRM, all of this information or most of this information is going to be logged back into your CRM anyway. So you won't be living necessarily in Verse's platform. You can, but we want to make it so you're not logging into 3 or 4 things a day, right? So you'll see all leads, you'll see active leads. These are leads that we're reaching out to now. This is a demo account, so there's nothing there. Leads that have been qualified, leads that have been unqualified, and then leads that are in nurture, which just means that we weren't able to reach them in the first 10 days or 5 days. And so they go into a nurture status where we're continuing to follow up until they respond. If they don't respond for 3 or 4 months, that happens. And then in month 4, they go, hey, I found a home on Zillow today and I'd like to find out how much I can get, like what are the rates these days? That will engage us. So it pops up in front of someone in San Diego and someone responds to them and has a conversation. So you'll see, so to give you an idea of what the conversations look like, I'll pull up a qualified lead so you can see. Now this is a real estate, an account. So you'll see that the questions that we ask are real estate based, but all of these are customizable, and we have plug and play mortgage solutions as well. So you'll be able to see, you'll be able to use our mortgage scripts as well. But this is a very good example of what we say on our initial text. So a lead comes in, they say, they've just filled out a form on your website. They'd like some more information. We send a text message 20 seconds later that says, hi, so Jana Lee, this is Alex with, and this will be where we brand your mortgage company. Thanks for contacting us about, and here we would say refinancing your home or getting pre-approved for a loan. Would you prefer to chat via text, or should I give you a quick call to assist you? This is basically our magic sauce. So you can make calls yourself. You can have a call center in the Philippines, make calls to everyone, blasting them. Very few platforms, well, actually no platforms, will allow you to do either 24/7 and follow, so either text or call, and give the freedom back to the consumer, back to your client. So you probably have this experience yourself. The phone rings and it's a number that you don't know. The question is, do you pick it up? In the mortgage world, maybe you do, because it could be anything, but these are consumers, right? Like, these are people who are at work. And if there's a number that's calling that they don't know, it's very likely somebody who's either, it's a recorded message, it's from their kid's school district with a recorded message from the superintendent, it's a political candidate. Anyway, they're not picking it up. So if you text them, though, like, they're going to read it, and the text message is giving them, it's 20 seconds after they've filled out a form asking for information, and a text message comes in that says, hey, do you want to text or do you want to call? Now, maybe they're not at work and maybe they'd love a call, we call. Maybe they are at work and they don't want to call, and we'll text. Maybe they don't respond. If they don't respond, we keep following up. So we're basically putting the power in the hands of the consumer. Do you want to call or do you want to text? In this case, they say call, that's at 1:15. They get a call at 1:16. This lasted 33 minutes. We will, when we have a lead that, let's say, gets on the phone, I'll pull up a better example so that you can see what happens when they say a text. Let's see, oops. So she says, text, please. And then we have a response, great, happy to help. This is when it pops up in front of a person in San Diego. It says, great, I'd be happy to help. When's the best time to see the property? We have not gotten pre-approved yet. So we're going through a set of questions that we've already worked out with you to find out, usually with mortgage, it's credit score. It's, is your credit score over 580? Is this your first time getting pre-approved? And do you have a home, or are you working with an agent already? Those are the basic kind of questions we want to know. Obviously, these questions can be customized, though. So on the left-hand side, or on the right-hand side where you see the questions that happen after there's questions, these are scripted already with us. So we'll create a script with you that makes sense for your business and what you want to know. And then at the end of the conversation, we're going to either book an appointment for you via a calendar link, or we're going to live transfer a call to you. I'll pull up another example just so you can see. This says, hi, Stacy, it's Alex. Thanks for contacting us. This is about a property. Would you prefer to chat via text, or should I give you a quick call? She says, text. I'm in a loud environment. Great, I'd be happy to help. When would be the best time? So this is a great example of, even though we're in an active text conversation, she doesn't respond after we say this. And then we respond, we follow up again, and then at 8:04, she responds, my apologies, I stepped away, tomorrow early afternoon, and then we re-engage and get back into a conversation. So this is kind of how you'll be able to view all the conversations. Again, you'll be able to know if it ends up in an appointment, we'll pull up your Calendly account and book an appointment for you. If it ends up in a live transfer, we'll just transfer the call to you. Heading up to Insights, this is really cool. This is empty here because this is a demo account, but you'll be able to see all your different lead sources and see what engagement rate they have. So what percentage of them are responding, what percentage of those are qualified. So if you have 3 or 4 lead sources, you'll be able to finally get some data about who responds on via phone call, who responds to text, how many of those are actually qualified. And this can be very helpful if you're doing either multiple lead sources or multiple campaigns for advertising. So if you have 3 Facebook ads up and you want to know which one's doing the best as far as response and qualification, then you can see which ones are doing well, push your money to the ones that are doing better. And you'll be able to see all the history of what Verse has done for you. We'll also keep track of why leads were unqualified. So if a lead comes in and they don't have a credit score, that you can work with, you can always see why we were unqualifying them. And then, as I said, we are 24/7. So some of the leads are coming in on nights and weekends. We keep track of that. And then under settings, you'll be able to modify your text messages that go out. You'll be able to modify some information. You'll be able to put in your calendar link. If they call back, so if we text them and they just call us, we'll pick up the phone for you. So if they call your Verse number, Verse will be there 24/7 to pick up the phone. Hi, this is Alex with John's Mortgage Company. How can I help you? And we'll go through the qualifying question and get them over to you. So this is a pretty, I know it'd be better if I had an actual, if I could pull up somebody's account and get permission, that would be really nice. But all their contact information is there and all the clients are there. But this is a pretty good view of what the Verse dashboard looks like and what it'll look like to be a client. It's fairly easy to get set up with us. We do an hour-long or 45-minute long scripting call and integrations call. We want to make sure that it's really easy to use us and that leads are coming to us without a delay so that we can get into the conversation right when they finish the form. That's Verse. If you have questions, please post in the chat, or feel free to reach out to me individually, and I can help answer any questions. But hopefully this was good for everyone to see, and I'm going to kick it back to you, Jeff, so you can finish up here. Jeff, you're on mute.
I was on mute.
You did it.
You just patted yourself on the back. That's on me. Here we go. Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much for that. I hope everybody in the audience sees, I think one of the things I want you to take away from here is just by the look of what you're seeing on the Verse platform and then on the Stickum platform, everything's quite deliberate. You see, it's not messy. It's clean. Furthermore, it's simple. We want to design these solutions so that they're more concentrated, not on just filling your screen with a bunch of bells, whistles, drop downs and things like this that just look so confusing, because honestly, think about how many technologies and solutions of today do that and only make your life that much more cluttered and congested, and quite frankly, take away or do the opposite of what they're trying and supposed to do. So as you saw on Daniel's screenshots there, or actually his live demo, a very crisp, clean, simplified technology that is doing exactly, precisely, and very executively well what it's meant to do, connecting with the customers and executing that connection with them. And then likewise on the Stickum side is really to say, here's a very clean but simple but very, very deep and comprehensive execution platform that, one, if a customer and LO is in it or interacting with it, it is quick, fast, and simple to get out of it what you need to get out of it. But then two, it is quick, fast, and deliberate in its execution on behalf of that LO, which is bringing awareness, which is bringing connection, which is bringing communication to their customer base so that they can be top of mind and stay in front of them and continue to do business with them. So we felt that first was a fantastic match to not only great technology, but truly the mode and customer experience, user experience with not just platforms, but then the actual execution and support that we want to give to every one of the loan officers and mortgage advisors that are out there. So I think the combination again of 24/7 alerts, notifications, awareness of what's happening with the customer base. There's engines in there that allows for mass communications, proactive communications to give you the capability to stay top of mind so that first call comes to you. Then last but not least, now giving you the capabilities of partnering and utilizing technologies and service there so that not only can we be aware of the current customers that are in need of services, can we engage and reach out to the customers that are going to be needing our services, stay top of mind and in front of the customers that are needing our services, but now physically having technologies and partnerships and platforms and services in place to actually go out and reach them and help connect them with you so that you indeed can continue forward in relationship and business with those very well fought after original customers that you all have in your database today. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope this was a fruitful and time well spent. We enjoyed really showing you these great technologies that are truly groundbreaking, and nothing else in the industry is like that. As you can see across the board right here, you can reach us in many different formats, from the website to email to social media as well too. We'll be providing all the contact information for both myself, our Stickum team, Daniel and his team, after this particular presentation, and likewise as well too for the copies of the recording of the webinar and even the decks that we've used today as well too. So I want to really humbly appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you a fantastic day, and reach out to us. We hope to be talking to you soon about supporting your efforts. Yes,
one more thing, Jeff. Anybody who's attending this webinar, we're running a special for July where you'll have the ability, if you sign up with Verse, to add database leads. So if you'd like us to be following up with leads that our bread and butter is, fresh leads as they're filling out forms, but everybody we talk to has, if there's a pain about leads, they almost always have something, leads that they didn't convert last month. So for this month, when you sign up with Verse, you'll have 200 free database leads that you can upload on day one. So kind of a cool promotion. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me personally.
You know what? Thank you so much, Daniel, for that reminder. We really take an important step on any one of these interactions to the community to just provide information, thought leadership, and today introduce you to some cool technologies that are really making an impact. Likewise, us too. We wanted to also financially support in any way we can here at Stickum. You'll see more information by going to our website and checking out the pricing page. One of the things you'll notice that there are no long-term contracts. There are no monthly subscription premiums required. There are no monthly minimums required of our customers. We've really worked hard to engineer the pricing models for Stickum to be a pure pay per use, pay for deliverable. That's it. But at that same token as well too, we have a very nominal implementation in our summertime promo that's going till I believe the end of August, right before school start or just after school starts, is going to be awarding anybody that's on this particular webinar today 65% off of that implementation, which is only a one-time cost itself there, further explained on the website itself there. So that's running between now and the end of August and awarded to each and every one of you guys today. We hope to support you in each and every one of those implementation as well. Daniel, thanks so much for that, by the way.
Yeah.
My marketing folks are kicking me under the table. I just like showing the stuff and hopefully giving some good ideas to the customers that are out there and the folks. So thanks for that, my friend. And again, to the audience, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.